everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. She is gone as we move on to Kaminari Clara today, who was a female Japanese-speaking VTuber associated with Phase Connect. She did debut in 2024 as part of Phase Kaleido, first gen of Phase Connect JP, alongside ISAU, Grand Pico, Kanagi Loki, and Kokoromo Memory. The reason why we're talking about her today is through her Twitter. We found out a while back in February 5th, a bit ago, that she was going to be graduating by the 1st. Everything was going to be inactive on the 1st. She was going to have her last stream on the 28th Japanese time, since she is a Japanese part of Phase JP. We know at this point, Phase JP has not been successful in making sure that their talents are 100% taken care of. And this is a thing that I have criticized them for in the past, and it has led to other graduations. I believe there was a graduation recently in, I believe, January as well, of one of their VTubers. Not necessarily because Phase Connect is a horrible black company or whatever, but because in a English-speaking company with a JP generation can cause some issues, and they may see that it's better just moving on. And that is, I think, what's happening here, as we're going to talk about. I was going to show you her actual words. I was going to actually put her words out there, but I decided against it. It was a very emotional thing. I watched it myself. I watched the whole thing. She came out positive afterwards, but it was a very emotional moment where she was talking about how she felt in the past, how she felt about being a part of Phase JP, the reasons why she went into Phase JP, because that was the only option that she was given. She wasn't able to be a part of Phase, the English Phase Invaders or anything like that, or any kind of Phase generation, because those generations, as far as from what I remember, were already created at that time. And she only had the option of Phase JP, which started creating some issues. And we're going to this post to kind of give a bit of quick highlights. It says, problem started in early 2024. Felt isolated since she's a JP talent with an English fan base. She did mention that. She mentioned that she started as Phase JP because that was the option that was given to her. And she started trying to, she said herself, she wanted to be social. She was very social. She tried to collab with a lot of people. She started noticing that her fan base was gearing more towards English. Her bigger audience for her was English. She did have some Japanese fan base, of course, because she was Phase JP, but the large majority of it was English. That caused some problems with her gen mates, in not the sense that they were angry or anything like that, but she couldn't collab with her gen mates. She wanted to collab with her gen mates, but she felt and she knew that every single time she would alienate a large portion of her fan base. Let's say something like 75 or 80% are English and about 20% are Japanese, or even less than that might be Japanese. So she felt, since, collabing with a Japanese generation, it would be all in Japanese, and her English fan base would not listen to it, would not go for it, and that would hinder her growth. That would hinder a lot of things. So she tried to also go into the server, be very social there, and then, things started happening later, which we'll talk about. She wanted to move and transfer to another gen and group because she started noticing the same thing. She noticed that in the JP side, she wasn't getting promoted too much as a JP talent, and there were issues within the agency of promoting her as a JP talent, from what I understand. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys saw it too. And the whole thing of not being able to collab with them and wanting to collab more with the English side, because that was where her fan base was. She noticed that a large fan base was English, so she wanted to move to English. She wasn't given that option. Phase told her, not going to happen. That's not in the cards for you. That's not going to happen. Was active on Phase Discord, their separate Discord from the fan Discord. So when something in May 2024 happened, that changed everything. She said that changed everything, and she muted everything. She muted all the server, every single conversation she had. It caused her to pull away from everything, which, honestly, from a human perspective, you can think whatever you want about her. And I know she's done some, on other accounts, she's done some things that people don't like, but this is painful. I got emotional when I saw that, because I've experienced that. I've experienced bad situations that made me pull away. People who are part of my server know those things, know what's happening. People who are part of my community know the things that have happened. She took solace with the fan server and her fan base, but they said that she was posting too much and to tone it down. They, being Face Connect, told her, tone it down. That's a fan server. You don't want too much parasociality, whatever it is. Parasociality, that type of thing. She took a mental health break after they told her that kind of stuff because things were getting too serious. Things were getting too crazy. The situation that happened in May 2024 didn't get better from what she said herself. She did take a mental health break around, I believe, June. And around June 2025 or whatever, something like that. June, when she took the big mental health break. And then she had said in a conversation in November, made her realize that nothing was going to change. Something happened behind the scenes in Face Connect for this not to change. Behind the scenes, she was noticing maybe they were trying to push things aside. Maybe they were trying to minimize her concerns, make her feel like they weren't so as big as she was making it out to be. She does pretty much, in her final graduation, do a big call out to Phase management, to Phase Connect management, upper management. I don't think she has an issue with her talent manager. Like I say, usually when I say Phase management, remember, when I say management, I don't mean direct talent management. They do their damnedest to make sure that the talents are getting everything they need, but upper management tends to be the one with the issues. Saying things will come to light eventually. She thinks certain talents, doesn't name them. She thanks certain talents, doesn't name them. People like Heidi, Pippa are the ones that I could think of on the off the top of my head that were really, really, really close to her. She probably doesn't want them to be bugged or harassed, of course, because she has a lot of haters right now. Not going to be an affiliate like other talents. They wanted to make her Phase Citizen, which was an affiliate. She said no. They actually requested that she become a Phase Citizen, because there's the merch that they would still be selling over is passive income. Things like that would still be passive income. Like other talents left, since the money is not worth staying connected to the company. That's how much she dislikes the company. Calls out other people for not reeling in their community when they're being harmful, and that silence is complicity. She says that. She says, you know who you are, you have done damage, and that if you are silent, you're complicit in the damage that your community is doing. Didn't name anyone, obviously, but you can tell it's aimed at Phase as a whole and things like that. While I don't fully agree with their choice, I kind of get why management would ask her to not go to the fan discords, VTubing, and streaming in general. It's one of those spaces where interacting with fans over much can lead to real problems. Like I said before, parasociality. You either build up a bunch of antis that want to hate you and overexposed to the Oilers that start getting a little too close for comfort. If you've been around smaller indie scene, you know just how easily being overfamiliar in Discord's fan spaces can really ruin a streamer's on-screen and off-screen life. For me, it hasn't. But then again, I'm tiny, so it hasn't. I do like communicating with you guys. I do like talking to you guys in the fan server. I do like having conversations with you guys. Think of how many scandals streaming in general has had in the last year or two because the streamer treats Discord like a diary and friend group. I get the impression she learned more there due to whatever happened in the actual Phase server. And she also says she actually stopped caring. Once she decided that she was graduating, she stopped caring. She started playing games, watching things with people in the fan server. And she says that helped her a lot. So she doesn't regret going into the fan server. She doesn't regret being more active in there. She doesn't regret being closer to fans because she said that helped her a lot. That made her sane in a lot of situations. Noting that she raided Pippa in the end, she did. Pippa has been her staunch defender of Clara for a long time, so I wouldn't be surprised by that. Say what you want about Pippa, but she has shown growth lately and one of the few talents to support and defend Clara. Lately, in this context, at least the past 2 years, not saying you're wrong, but she's been evolving for a long time. She really has. Anyone who's watched my streams knows that we regularly watch Pippa clips, and we've seen her evolve from what she was 2 years ago, let's say, into the person she is now. Gotten her head in the game ever since Gen 2 dropped. She realized that the project has a future, completely taken up in her senpai duties. It's sad that people view her and treat her as like a far-right edgelord because of her early kayfabe. She's in a much better place now. Mentally, emotionally, and just in creation of content, she's in a better place. She said she joined Phase to have gen mates and people she could interact with. Yes, she wanted to be very social. This is talking about going to Clara. Because networking as an indie is hard, she was having a hard time finding her place. Worked really hard to being active and present as JP Genmates as possible, but when it turned out that she had a larger EN fanbase, like I mentioned before, she went to Phase for advice. She was told to lean into the EN fanbase, but that ended up isolating her from the EN and JP branches of Phase, because she wasn't fully a part of EN, like I mentioned, and she couldn't really talk or interact with her socially with her JP mates, because if she went and did, as I mentioned before, streams with them, she would be isolating a large fan base that she had. Really sad to me. She didn't have support in either division to be an olive branch between them, even though she would have, in my opinion, been more than capable of doing so. And she probably wanted to do so. Sorry for clearing my throat. She probably wanted to do so. It's also a shame her channel is getting wiped. Grab what you want, fellas, before it's gone. On this topic of ENJP, Keisan, Henya are two immediately that come to mind when I think about the examples of VTubers that dabble in multilinguistic spheres. What are the other examples? There are other examples, Bay, Iris, Fuamoko. They're part of Hololive EN, but collab often on the JP side. Hololive girls do too. It's just FaZe did not seem to want that. They didn't want to have the olive branch, or they weren't prepared for the olive branch option, and that shows lack of vision in the higher ups in FaZe Connect at that point when it comes to this. Like I said, I don't see it as a black company yet, but that is where they dropped the ball. Clara is where they dropped the ball, big time. It's just on the human side. Like I said, because they think what you want about Clara, but this is painful. It was painful to watch. It was emotional to watch. She cried. She was extremely emotional about it. It did seem to take a bite out of her, out of who she is, to have that situation happen to her. It really comes as no surprise to anyone. There's proof that no, FaZe actually cannot actually do nothing and win. FaZe has reached the point where certain part of the community and supposedly parts of the company itself have become actively detrimental to their talents and business. Them doing nothing is essentially directly responsible for Clara leaving. Now we wait and see if this brings out any changes to the company. Talent community is doubtful, or if this eventually causes more graduations or things coming to light. I think we might see more JP graduations, honestly. And it pains me to say so, because there are a lot of wonderful people on FaZe Connect JP side. A lot of wonderful people. And it sucks that they do not have the vision to try to mesh both sides in order to keep the FaZe JP side alive. Sad here, she was having problems with FaZe itself. Wanted to dig up some rats or something else. FaZe definitely has some more conservative leaning talents. Add on to the fact that the female-only talent agency clicks form and you're not in them, you're basically alone. This is a rat, of course, here. I'm not going to be talking too much about it, but you can see it here. And also Hololive vibe check and other things like that. I'm rambling on too long, so I will leave this at this. FaZe Connect needs to fix certain things, of course, as every agency does. They're not super clean. There's not any agency that's super clean either. There are humans involved. And Clara, I do wish her the best. I do wish you the best in whatever you do in the future. And I am very sad that Clara, had to go through all of that. There is some new drama when it comes to Pipkin Pippa, and this time she has nothing to do with it, in the sense that she hasn't started or anything like that, because Pippa is based in a lot of things, and she is, in this case, just reacting to something that's happened. She is a part of the female English language VTubers that are FaZe Connect. Well, the ones that most people know. She's part of the first generation. And we're talking about Weebcon, which is going to be happening April 3rd through 5th at the Gaylord Texan Resort and Convention Center. Recently, this has popped up where they have a dress code. She reacted and said Texas hates FaZe Connect and FaZe Connect accessories. Pippa. Propane and propane accessories. That's what it reminds me of. What the F? Weebcon official. Guess you can't cosplay Pippa if you're going to Weebcon. And this is a reaction to this here. Let me actually get you there. I'm going to be talking about this in a little bit because it is doing to the ears. So it says, you can't have high-cut leotard, bunny suits, bunny ears, confetti, plastic ears, religious iconography related to Easter or Easter celebrations in your cosplay. And they said here, down here, the restriction is in place due to an Easter event happening at the Gaylord Resort at the same time as the con, in order to prevent con attendees from being mistaken as part of the Easter event. And they have it there. It says it's a policy that is put in place by the venue, and we are respecting our partners by providing this in our dress code. Of course, everything is case by case. So Pippa Pipkin okay, Pipkin Pippa okay. And they say down here that yes, they are okay. I would suggest having ears that are detachable in case you are on the Gaylord side of the resort and not on the Weebcon side. The Gaylord side will be hosting their Easter-themed events at the same weekend for non-con goers at the resort, and we're trying to ensure any hotel guests aren't mistaken. So they say, that actually makes sense. When you think about it, I was going to go like, what the heck? They don't want any, I mean, there are VTubers who have, like, Cottontail VA, as I had shown here, is another VTuber who has ears. And it's as long as it's detachable, you're fine. You're fine. You could detach it when you're on the Gaylord side if you're ever just walking to go and still get something to eat or whatever. You are fine. You're not gonna, so you don't get mistaken. And that actually makes a lot of sense. People are saying bunny ears deserve to be free. Free the bunny ears. The F is this. I could get why for some of them, but bunny ears alone, what? Totally get like skimpy bunny suit in the main area during day hours, but bunny ears at all. Yeah, it seems like it's originally, before people found out, it seemed that it would be, you know, something bad. So it says here, I suppose Cottontail has a clear pass. No. And here is the responses. It says the Cropper meet and greet screen or some S. And it says, you cannot say your convention is family friendly and then include VTubers with fancy accounts. They're practically cam girls with anime avatars. This person's doing a moral thing. I'm not sure. I don't really agree with the whole morality thing. Even though you're invested in VTubers and ASMR, you have to admit that it's just not right. My opinion, VTubers like Cotton are fine SFW-wise. Since they differentiate their NSFW accounts, they do. They have, you know, even an alt for their Twitter for the more NSFW side and content. Like Viallure girls are the sweetest girls ever. They are very sweet. I have just interacted with them as a chatter, and they are very sweet. And they're just the average VTuber in every way. They aren't out here pushing their NSFW on main, so in my opinion, it's fine to consider their main persona SFW. I know not everyone would agree with me, though that's what I think. Not sure I can agree with that, given how perverted she could be on Twitch streams as well, but she's still following TOS, so that's perfectly fine. It's SFW. If Twitch sees it as SFW, and so does any other streaming platform, she's not breaking any TOS, I don't see why it would be a big issue. Not to mention that I do not think that it can be as generous with the members of Vichiban or people like Aruna Reaver, Fifi, or LXOX. And here the thing is, yes, some of the members of Vichiban are, well, I mean, look, the Say Sont thing is huge. For those who don't know, Say Sont is big in the VTubing scene, which is like your Say So, but you also have a lot of parts that aren't Say So. And they're talking about Aruna Reaver, Fifi, and LXOX because they also have a blue Twitch account, as I will call it from now on. And that is, again, in my opinion, moral grandstanding, which isn't necessary. It isn't needed. Let people be what they're going to be. Carrie defend Fifi for family friendliness, as I said in her main account, is basically her lewd persona as well. That is a little bit different, yeah, because Fifi does do a lot of stuff there. So it's basically just hypocrisy from the con. So yeah, if it was just, you know, being affecting rabbit ears or trying to be SFW or anything like that, it'd be different. If they were trying to do a moral grandstanding Weebcon themselves or trying to do moral grandstanding, that would be different. In this case, it's not moral grandstanding. It's just that they don't want confusion between the two people. They don't want confusion between the places. Asking for no S cosplays, I get, but what the hell do you mean zero rabbits or religious imagery? Because of the Easter thing. Now that we know about the Easter thing, I was going to go and freaking get pitchforks and everything, but now that's the Easter thing, it makes sense. You don't want anything to lead into confusion for any side, and, you know, I understand that. And just if you're going to go to Weebcon, you're going to go as Pippa, you're going to go as Cottontail, you're going to go as anything that is a bunny style thing, make sure that your ears are removable. And when you go onto the Easter side, so there's no confusion, you can do that. I mean, you don't have to, but it's just, you know, one of those things that they kind of are doing on a case-by-case basis. Either way, if you're going to go to Weebcon, have fun. And, oh, I mean, I did want to mention something that Pippa put it down here before I finish. It says, what if for these days I'm actually a donkey like Amiya Arknights? Cosplayers get a little pink donkey tail or something. Yeah, get a donkey tail. You can do that too. The family-friendly event is what? Resort, please. Here it is. And why? Dance belts, underwear, and nude bodysuits are great tools if you're planning cosplay. Oh, God. So they're allowing that too. OMG, guys like, hello, think children, current vibes, trying to cancel the majority of religion in Texas, that type of thing. So people were thinking it's that. It looked like a reason why they would have this odd rule. It's not anti-Christian, it's not anti-Pipkin. It's because they have kids' Easter event going on at the same time. So it's a children's Easter event. That's why they kind of want that thing going on. There's some late 2000s humor for you. And it is, yes, the Gaylord Resort is, you know, some people find it kind of funny. Weebcon is a family-friendly event. If you have pet bunnies and rabbits, screw you, you're not welcome here. So yeah, that's what people are kind of getting up in arms, as you can see here, about the whole situation. But now we know it's because there's a kids event next door. Suni, or Little Suni, VT, is a member of Lucid Multimedia. They're Twitch and Marvel Rivals partner, 4X Guild member, and they, you know, are doing something recently where they have announced, they say I'm sorry, but they have announced that they are going on hiatus. She says, I know this might be out of nowhere, but there are things behind the scenes that have been stressing me out to the point where I can't fully focus on making content for you guys. And I don't want to give you puffs anything less than 100% of me. So I'm really sorry for giving you less than 100%. I want to let you guys know this is not a graduation notice or where I will leave forever. I will be Sunny, and I love being your Sunny, but there's a short break for me. I just need to figure out some stuff behind the scenes before I can still be your favorite little chaotic fox. So I will be taking a short hiatus just until everything's sorted out. I know normally I will tell you everything, but this time it's a bit different. I just want things to get better. I don't know how long this will be, maybe a week, a month, or even more. Just know it's very hard for me to do, but it's the best thing for me. Thank you so much for understanding. I love you all, my puffs. That is very important. She needs to take care of whatever it is that is causing her to have concerns. Whether it be a family issue, another issue going on, whatever it is that's causing her problems, concerns, what have you, she absolutely needs to take care of that, because like she said, she can't be her best when she is having all those things to worry about. It says here, Kitsuaisu says, come back soon, beautiful. Glad you're taking time to figure things out. Just make sure you take care of yourself, okay? And yeah, people, that's all they want. They want her to take care of herself. Wishing you the best for you. Love you, Sunny. Take as much time off as you need to rest and recover. A lot of people are continuing that. Manager Kun from Lucid, also a manager from Lucid, sending him love. Lots of people wishing them the best and understanding that sometimes you do have to take breaks like this. Suzuki, as many know, is a brand that used to have cars. Now it's primarily focused on their sport bikes, at least in the US. And they are a large producer, like they have their heavy industries and all that type of stuff, which is construction equipment, etc. But today we're talking about Suzuki JP. They have Rindo, Chihaya, and Suzuki. An all-out engine revving collaboration has come to life. We've announced a collab bike, GSX 250R Chihaya Remix, designed by Rindo Chihaya herself. It'll be on display at Hololive Super Expo and various motorcycle shows around the country. Be sure to check out this one-of-a-kind collab bike at the venue. That is awesome. That is like, yeah, that definitely screams like Flow Glow. That definitely screams the whole Flow Glow look. And for it, they've done an actual remix. Let's take a little bit of a listen to it. Showing you everything here.
こういう感じでなんか線を入れていっても可愛いなって、なんか千葉ちゃんっぽいよねっていうのがほんのり感じられるぐらいのが好きです。すごい迷ってるのがこのやっぱ大きい部分がどういうデザインにしたらいいのかなっていうのはすごい悩んでいて。
Since she's a VTuber, she is wearing gloves. But this is through her whole design process, the whole design process that they went through, everything that they were doing. All of this, amazing, just amazing to see. I love seeing all the design process, like the whole thing. They have the full bike, so she can kind of get a feeling of what it looks like in the background. And like you're seeing here, all the little design aspects that she's doing, all the little things, she's giving them just a feeling of where she wants the things there, which shows that she's an artist as well. She knows art, she knows the design aspect, she knows where she wants things to be done, where the correct placement of things would be, how it would look the best, things like that. And of course, her art here is going to most likely be shown as well. This full design here is most likely going to be shown at Holo Expo as well, which is amazing. They have her sign it, they have her do it. It's great. This is it going and being digitized. This is it being digitized there, and it's probably going to be shown exactly there. And it says GSX 250R, which is the faster version. Hololive Super Expo 2026, 3/6 to the 8th. That's amazing. I'm glad they gave her the chance to do it. I'm glad Suzuki was able to give her the chance to do this big collab. There's something that this game has. Cats are everywhere. There's always a cat. Look at it. It's got one. It's an orange cat, so it's got one brain cell. But it's cute. It's there. They're around. Like there's another cat here. They're around. Ah, can I pet it? I can pet it. Let me pet it. There you go. You can pet the cat. Pet the kitty. Pet the kitty. Pet the pussycat. Pet the pussycat. Always pet the pussycat. These pussycats are great. Pussycats are great. Except when they have one orange brain cell. Then, you know, they're kind of funny in that way. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.